came from Sword and Shield. Urshifu came from Sword and Shield, and Regieleki came from Sword and Shield. They're already trained back then, so these were trained from scratch, but just came from my game in Sword and Shield. This is our team. We're going to be using a hyper offensive Tailwind Speed Core. I'm hoping that we do really, really well with this team. Now, there are going to be some changes if in fact that we don't do really, really well. Tornadus, for one, is going to be replaced by Talonflame if he in fact cannot perform the way that I think. We will also replace Amoonguss for Fluttermane, which is why Fluttermane's above him, because of the fact that everyone on my team is really, really fast and Amoonguss is incredibly slow. But I wanted to keep up with the core of fire, water, and grass. And I have no fire, but that was going to be Talonflame, water, which is Urshifu, and grass, which is Amoonguss. So that's that whole thing. The move sets are really, really easy, with Tornadus being sent out first so that we can get the Tailwind because of Prankster, Rain Dance for the weather, and Taunt because why not? And we're going to be using the new move, Bleak Windstorm. I've hardly ever used it outside of like casual matches, so it's not always 100% guaranteed that we're going to get the speed down, which I thought it was going to be, but that's okay. We don't need it. Garchomp comes for another season, and I forgot to change his Terra, but right now it's Terra Fairy. We're going to change that to Steel here in a little bit so that we can get that Terra Blast Steel instead of Terra Blast Fairy. I don't think the Runic Pokemon are going to be a huge problem anymore in this gen, but we'll see them pop up every now and then, and hopefully we'll be able to counter them if we do see them. Urshifu is also going to be part of the team. We have Surging Strikes to get through Protect because of Unseen Fist. We also have Protect on there and Close Combat and Aqua Jet, which is a priority move. So one reason why I don't use Choice Band is because of the fact that I don't want to get locked into a priority move that doesn't do a whole lot of damage. Hopefully with Rain Dance, we'll be able to upgrade his attacks to where it makes it kind of decent. Regieleki here with Thunderbolt and Magnet for the item to make it really, really hard to not get knocked out by him. He also has Protect and Electro Web to lower down my opponent's speed if that comes to be an issue. With Fluttermane and Iron Bundle, specifically those two, Regieleki can be outsped with Booster Energy. So that's going to be one thing that I'm going to be looking out for the most in terms of that type of matchup. If they can outspeed me, I will have to open up with Tornadus. If they can't, then Regieleki will have no problem running through both of those Pokemon. Amoonguss, because I needed someone that's going to be able to withstand in Trick Room. Spore is also really, really good, as well as Rage Powder to be able to read indirect. So why not? He seems to be like one of the top Pokemon, at least for bulkiness in this gen. So everyone's going to be using him. So try to plan accordingly around him. And then Qianpao. I don't really have a whole lot to say. He still has Terra Flying to be able to let Garchomp do Garchomp things in Earthquake, but we'll see how that goes. That's the only thing I've got for you guys. Let's go ahead and get into our first match and let's get this party started. Alrighty, for our first match, we've got Dragonite, Rillaboom. Ooh, I haven't seen him in a while. Qianpao, Fluttermane, Urshifu, and Tornadus. Interesting stuff here, guys. This is quite exciting. Okay, so we don't really have an answer for Rillaboom outside of Qianpao. Dragonite is also under question, but we might be able to win over him if well, I mean, that's going to be really, really hard, actually. We don't have Fluttermane to deal with him anymore. But that's okay. We still have Qianpao that can do ice and fighting. We still have Urshifu here that can do ice and, or that can do fighting and surging strikes because, you know, try to get over that. I wonder if that's single strike or rapid strike. Ugh. I love rapid strike. We're going to come in with Tornadus and Garchomp, Regieleki, and then maybe Qianpao. I think that's who we're going to walk in with, because we're going to need to be able to knock out Tornadus. We're going to have to deal with Dragonite and Qianpao. Fluttermane is also like on there, but with Garchomp having Terra Steel, we don't have to worry about being weak to, to fairy attacks. We'll just now either negate it, or I don't think that fairy like really does anything to that, but we'll see. Qianpao and Dragonite will be on their side of the field, and Tornadus and Garchomp will be on mine. So first off, we're going to go ahead and get started with the a Tailwind so that we outspeed for sure. And then we could go up with the Dragon Claw with the Dragonite if he doesn't automatically like open up with his thing there. We should Yes, Dragon Claw. Well, no, Chien-Pao could still use Ice Spinner. So we're gonna Terra Steel and use Terra Blast. Because the Ice Spinner, I mean, it could still take out Tornadus as well, but we're gonna get Prankster off before that. So they will also Terra, and their Dragonite goes to Terra Normal. Good show. Extreme Speed. It's gonna hit Garchomp, which doesn't do a whole lot. It's about half. Rough Skin will now pop the scale if it has one. Tailwind will now go off of Tornadus. Will now mean that I will outspeed. And Terra Blast from Garchomp into Chien-Pao. Here, have some. And we'll pop it down to its sash. Now Chien-Pao will do what? Sacred Sword into the Garchomp, which will unfortunately knock it out. But Rough Skin will also take Chien-Pao out with me. That was a good call. We were hoping to not do so much damage, but I took someone with me. Question is, now what I do about that Dragonite? Well, I'll bring in my Chien-Pao. Why not? And with me having Tailwind, I don't have to worry about being outsped. Right now, the only thing that's going to beat me in speed is literally... Ooh, it's shiny. Is literally Pokemon that... Ooh, Grassy Surge. Neat. I'll take that. Tornadus, go ahead and use... Yeah, let's use that. And then we'll go ahead and use Ice Spinner to get rid of the Grassy Surge. And we'll hit the Dragonite. Fake out. Gonna hit Chien-Pao, which is crit. That's interesting. Extreme Speed. Now goes into Chien-Pao. Knocks him out. Unfortunate. Dragonite is still a problem in this gen. But now we do Bleak Wind Storm. Dragonite will avoid it. Oh, it's because I don't have... Gotcha. But you know what? That's okay. That is okay. Now, kind of in trouble. Because now we have Regieleki, who isn't really going to withstand a whole lot. But we could Rain Dance and get it set up. But Fake Out is no longer a problem. This Dragonite is, though. Yeah, why not? We'll get that set up. And we will... You know what? We'll protect. We'll protect. I should have protected last turn because I completely forgot that Rillaboom has Fake Out. But that's okay. We'll protect this turn. I have it for a reason. I need to start using it. Extreme Speed goes into the Regieleki slot, which I cannot see because for some reason he's too small. Rain Dance will now come in. And Rillaboom will now use U-Turn, which also goes into Regieleki. So that's funny. And now Dragonite goes back up to full, and it might have multi-scale back. And now we will use Bleak Wind on the team. And we will go ahead and use Thunderbolt on the Dragonite. Extreme Speed will now hit Thundurus, or Tornadus, which is, oh, critical hit, and it knocks him out. Incredibly frail. So here comes Thunderbolt. And it takes him about half, and he's paralyzed. Let's go. Here comes U-Turn. About half for Regieleki. He goes right back to the trainer. And we get to see now the third. The final Pokemon, which is Fluttermane. This is the other Pokemon I was worried about because, yeah. Oh. Well, I outspeed Fluttermane because there was no booster energy. So we're going to go ahead and just Thunderbolt the Fluttermane. Extreme Speed will come into the Dragonite and knock out Regieleki. Never mind, guys. I tricked you. Haha. That's okay. Oof. Dragonite, man. Alrighty, and our next match is here. We've got Ursaluna, Cresselia, Heatran, Rillaboom, sorry. I don't know why I keep on saying Rillaboom. Urshifu, and Fluttermane. So, a really heavy Trick Room team, which is why we have Amoonguss here. Now, Ursaluna is really, really interesting. He's really, really slow, but incredibly bulky. We'll use Guts and Flame Orb, and we'll also have a Facade. So I do have to plan around that a little bit. Now, I don't have a Fluttermane or a Ghost type on my team to be able to handle Facade, unfortunately. So we're gonna have to try to play this a different kind of way. Let's see. We're gonna play, who do we play? Let's do Tornadus and Urshifu, Qianpao, and Garchomp. I think that's who we'll play. Now, Cresselia is definitely a Pokemon that's gonna probably take some names this gen. Okay, and it's gonna be Rillaboom and Cresselia. Oh God, I keep doing that. Stop it. Why is the camera like way up? I can't. Hey. Hey. Oh, okay. Never mind, guys. All right, match number 3. We've got Kleavor. I think that's what his name. Tornadus, Dragonites, Qianpao, Urshifu, and Fluttermane. Whew, whew. Okay. I don't know Kleavor's typing. He's like rock something. I don't know. Like I played Arceus. I just recently completed the dex, which is great. I finally have all the plates. It took me all freaking last part of the gen to do it, but okay. We'll bring out Regieleki this time. Garchomp and Urshifu. We'll leave Qianpao in the back. I'm assuming that they're gonna bring out their Qianpao because of the fact that Dragonite's also in the team. He is so strong, so freaking strong. And if you guys didn't know, I won match 2. I guess they DC'd. I hate that. I hate that so much. Sent out Kleavor and Tornadus. So unfortunately, I'm not going to do a whole lot, but I'm going to tail... Oh, well, do I Tailwind? I mean, right now I'm faster than his team. So taunt the Tornadus. I mean, it might not be rock. I mean, Kleavor is able to take damage. Okay, we'll give it a try. He's probably gonna Terra though. Protect on the Tornadus. Good call, because Taunt was gonna come up and hit him with that. Because right now I don't have to worry about being outsped. Thunderbolt. Oh! Here comes Stone Axe. Whoa! Okay. And there's the spikes. All right. All right. Come on out, Urshifu. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and get started up with the Tailwind. And I'm going to Aqua Jet. So I want priority. He's probably going to swap, but it wouldn't be beneficial. He probably should just accept the fact that this is a free switch in and do a status move. Because neither one of the genies, like Tornadus or Thundurus, can't use Will-O-Wisp or any of the screens. Which, if you ask me, is a major flaw in these guys, I thought I would be able to use a screener. So we might change him out to be someone that has Prankster but can do screens. Tailwind. So yeah, that's exactly what I would have done in that position. Like, okay, I have to make a decision. That's going to be it, honestly. I'm not going to taunt their side because I need to be able to outspeed. So, and which they could still get to me pretty easily. Let's see. Probably going to swap to Dragon or to Garchomp now. I still have access to my Terra. Question is, will Rain Dance and Terra Water Searching Strikes on Dragonite. They withdrew Tornadus. Sent out probably Chien-Pao. It is. Are you going to Terra Normal? Because I'm going to Terra Water now. So this should do a whole lot. Now, multi-skill is going to negate the first attack, but as soon as the first attack goes through, it's not going to do a whole lot. And they will also Terra. It's going to be the Dragonite because he was on the field. And that's going to be Terra Normal, so he's going to be an extreme speed. Oh, priorities, man. Extreme speed, and it's going to be Urshifu, which is going to knock him out. Nothing I could have done there. Absolutely nothing. I hate extreme speed, man. I absolutely hate it. Now I have a problem. Okay, we're gonna do that, and we're gonna protect. Right now, Garchomp's Terra Blast is not usable because it's just normal. Extreme Speed will go into the Garchomp, and probably something from Ice Spinner will also go into that slot as well. And here comes Bleak Wind. That will do a whole lot, and it will also lower... oh, no, it won't. No, it will not. Okay, we have Tailwind up for one more turn. Crud. Ah, crud. Yeah, they outspeed me. Extreme Speed. Garchomp. 16. Does a lot. Rough Skin's going to do a little bit of damage to him. Ice Spinner now is going to go into Garchomp as well. Knock him out. So Rough Skin will also hurt Chien-Pao. Here comes Bleak Wind now. Definitely going to knock out Chien-Pao. Gets Dragonite really, really low. Jesus, I really need to use Dragonite. Like, Dragonites are a problem. They've been a problem since the beginning. Well, hello there, Tornadoes. Welcome back to the field. Yeah, this is Extreme Speed. Yep, KO. Woo! Rough. All right, battle number 4, ready to go. And we're pretty much fighting the same person as last. It's not really the same person, but the exact same team. We've got Kleavor, Tornadus, Dragonite, Chien-Pao, Urshifu, and Fluttermane. Oh my God. Oh, now this is going to be kind of hard to counter. Okay, so we shouldn't open up with Regieleki. Instead, we will open up with Urshifu instead. I mean, Regieleki was good to open, but we should have really focused on Tornadus, because then Tornadus wouldn't be able to do anything. It's my stupid idea to not, but we do need to get Kleavor out of the way first. We'll also bring in Regieleki and Chien-Pao. We will not bring in Garchomp because that was the thing that I had worried against the most. Dragonite is automatically going to be the person to watch out for, and like even if we do need to watch out for Garchomp getting to use the Terra. So Tornadus and Kleavor against my Tornadus and my Urshifu. We're gonna Tailwind, and I'm gonna Surging Strikes the Kleavor because I believe I'm faster. I'm not 100% sure. I don't know that Pokemon a whole lot. They will Terra, and it's going to be the Kleavor, and he becomes Terra Water. Good call. Okay, I use Tailwind. So now Urshifu is faster, but Tornadus gets Prankster first. Okay, Surging Strikes. There goes one, which is a crit. Ooh, hurt by a Rocky Helmet. 2, another crit, hurt by Rocky Helmet. I am losing health quite a bit. 3, crit, lost health. Half my HP. That's insane. Stone Axe goes into the Tornadus. We'll knock him out. And drop spikes. So now we'll bring in Regieleki. He'll get dinged a little bit because of the spikes. Now I'll throw out Electro Web, which is going to damage both. And I will protect Urshifu. I think that's going to be the play. Hopefully Electro Web will do a lot of damage to both of them. It may not, but we'll see. I should do a lot with Transistor, which does, you know, boost up electric attacks, plus Magnet, which is going to do the exact same thing. So I think overall it's like a +5 or 0.5 maybe. Sent out Dragonite. Protect. So Dragonite can't attack. I use Electro Web. Doing both will knock out. Ooh, that was a crit? Ouch. We'll knock out Tornadus for sure. Now, Dragonite can't Terra, so we're okay on that front. We'll now bring out the Chien-Pao, which also has a move. I'm going to protect with Regieleki. I could Terra. It's super effective against the Dragonite. Dragonite's going to use something. So I'm going to protect here, and I'm going to close combat. No, Surging Strikes. The Chien-Pao. Protect on the Chien-Pao. That's a good call. What is Dragonite going to do? Extreme Speed. Into the Urshifu. We'll knock him out. Dang it. Why? 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 That's okay. As now I'll bring out my own Chien-Pao. Now that Dragonite's locked into Extreme Speed, we have a way easier time of dealing with him. But I'm gonna Terra Ice And I'm gonna hit Dragonite with a lot. I'm gonna Sucker Punch. Dragonite. I think that's the call. Like I said, Dragonite's locked into extreme speed. Oh yeah, Sucker Punch doesn't work on extreme speed. Fudge. Oh. Oh. That's okay, folks. All learning. Week 1 is not going to be as great. Oh, well, never mind. It's a crit. Week 1 isn't going to be that great. Okay, let's just all get that out of there. Terra Blast into the Dragonite. Oh, that Terra Blast looks dope. Oh, that it looks so cool. And Sacred Sword. Oh, it's super effective. Never mind. Like I said, week 1 isn't going to be a major thing. Like it is, but it isn't. Because we don't know what everyone's playing. Because I didn't play any Pokemon Showdown. I didn't see what anyone was playing. So I'm not going to worry about it. Week 1 is testing week for me. Ooh. We got Chi-Yu, Torkoal, Fluttermane, Weirdeer, Ursaluna, and Dragonite. Obviously, we're going to have to deal with some sort of Torkoal shenanigans here, but Ursaluna. I'm going to need to like create a list of Pokemon that is in the new gen so I can kind of see what their typings are, just so that I have it on the list. That's why Notion, who is not a sponsor of the video, but I would gladly like them to. I'm going to create that list later on today. Okay, so we're going to start with, who do we start with? It doesn't seem like Tornadus has been really helpful so far. Tornadus, Garchomp, because we're going to need to focus on a couple of Pokemon, Chien-Pao and Urshifu to take out the Torkoal and the Chi-Yu. Now, I do know that under certain circumstances, I can knock out both Torkoal and Chi-Yu. And with Tailwind up, I'm able to deal a little bit more damage. It's totally fine. The thing that I need to focus on is figuring out which is going to be the bigger priority. So we have Torkoal and Fluttermane, which is going to give off the thing there. So photosynthesis will automatically click. So the first thing I need to do is turn off photosynthesis. So speed was heightened. And because Fluttermane is here, I have to deal with something first. Question is, since I have to do Rain Dance immediately to turn off photosynthesis. Oh wait, I know what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna protect because that's what Garchomp has protect for. I think there's only 2 Pokemon in my team realistically that cannot protect. And I think in this team, it might just be this guy. So Fluttermane will do the Dazzling Gleam, which will not hit Garchomp, but will hit Tornadus. And then Heat Wave will come in from Torkoal, which will undoubtedly hit. Oh, does not knock out the Tornadus. That's cool. All right, so we'll go ahead and set up with the Tailwind, so I'm faster. And then I will just hit them with the almighty Earthquake. Because Garchomp does Garchomp things with Life Orb. Ooh, Garchomp, come on. Come on, buddy. Let's go. Let's go. Withdrew Torkoal so he can offset the rain. That's good. To bring out Dragonite. Shiny Dragonite. So shiny team seems like. But we'll Tailwind to make Garchomp faster than the Fluttermane. Fluttermane only has 205 speed. Earthquake will not affect the Tornadus or the Dragonite, but it will do a lot of damage to the single target Fluttermane and will not knock it out. Ooh, Dazzling Gleam comes out and will knock out both my Pokemon. Maybe I should have just Terra Steeled and just went right into that slot. Just boom. Pop. Get out of here. Maybe. Because that was terrible. Place this on the left and we'll put Urshifu on the right. I still wish that my camera wasn't so freaking high. I'd like to see my Pokemon, please. See, this view is perfect. But as soon as Urshifu comes out, my camera goes from this view to way up here. Oh, look, I can stay in this view. This is dope. Okay. We're going to Ice Spinner into the Dragonite slot. Because he's probably not going to Terra, but if he does, then he does. But I'm going to Aqua Jet into the Flutter Mane. Withdrew Dragonite, so that's a good call. Who are you bringing in? Torkoal? Okay, so you offset the weather, which is totally fine. You can do that. You're going to activate Photosynthesis, which is totally cool. You can do that. But I believe I'm still faster because you're only 307. But it doesn't matter because Aqua Jet says no. Even in the sun, it still says no. And Ice Spinner will now go into Torkoal, which isn't going to do a whole lot because it is, unfortunately, fire, and Ice Spinner is an ice attack. Dragonite now comes out. And you haven't used your Terra. So I'm going to Sacred Sword. Is it safe to say that he's going to Terra? I mean, it would make sense because Torkoal wouldn't do it right now. Sacred Sword into the Dragonite, and I'm going to Surging Strikes into Torkoal. Extreme Speed does a little bit of damage. Dragonite withstands that because he didn't Terra, which is something I thought he would do. But Surging Strikes now goes into Torkoal, does a lot of damage. Crits. 1, 2. It's not going to knock him out because he's not Terra, but it is also Sunny. So it gets very, very close to being knocked out. Hit 3 times. Here comes the Eruption. Nope, Heat Wave. And it still does a lot of damage to both my Pokemon, even though he's at very little HP. Oh, I'm burnt too? Are you kidding me? Why'd you hold me on with the sash just to burn me? That's so stupid. Oh no! Archibald didn't get burned though. But this game's over. It's Extreme Speed. I hate you so much. Oh my god. 0-5. Like I said, we're learning, so we're not going to really care about the ranking right now. My heart. We went down to Great Ball, rank 8. Alrighty. So our 5th, technically 6th match of the day. We've got Tornadus, Urshifu, Heatran, Rillaboom, Cresselia, and Ursaluna. Very interesting Pokemon setup we have got here. Okay, so we're going to go with the Tornadus first. There's a good chance that we're going to either see Rillaboom or Urshifu. We could also see like Cresselia and Ursaluna. So we need to go in with Garchomp. I think Chien Pao is going to be really useful here. And I think we're going to need Urshifu. I think those are the Pokemon I'm going to select for this particular match. Because we do have Trick Room Setter, but not everyone is meant for Trick Room. And we also do have Tornadus who can set up, Tailwind, which is going to help out considerably as well. I would like to know if Grass Glide is in the game for Rillaboom. Rillaboom is perfect with Grass Glide. Becomes priority while Grass Surge is up. Let's see if it's in the game. Okay, so we got Tornadus and Rillaboom. Does not look like Grass Glide is in the game. So they took out his staple move in Gen 8 and gave him Drum Beating instead. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started off with Taunt on their Tornadus, and we don't get a real benefit from that, and we're going to go ahead and Dragon Claw Rillaboom. Fake Out on my Tornadus, but that doesn't matter. Taunt. Covert Cloak says no. He's taunted. Shook off the top for the Mental Herb. Will now taunt me. Dragon Claw will now go into the Rillaboom. which will almost knock it out. Gets a crit. We're gonna swap out our Tornadus now, because you know he's taunted. He can't do anything. We'll go bring out Chien-Pao, and then we're going to then Dragon Claw Rillaboom again. I think that's the best course of action. I could use, you know, Bleak Wind Storm, or just the Storm technique, but I don't think it's gonna really matter. We'll bring out Chien-Pao though. Lower down the defenses to everyone. They will use Tailwind, so Rillaboom is gonna go faster than me, unfortunately. We'll use U-Turn on the Chien-Pao. We'll do crit damage. Not crit, but it will be super effective. And we'll go back and bring out Heatran. And then my Dragon Claw will go into that slot. I was gonna say it may not do a whole lot because he is Steel. We're gonna protect. Yes, we're gonna protect Chien-Pao. And I'm gonna Earthquake, which won't hurt the Tornadus, but it'll hurt the Heatran quite a bit. I think that's the call. Yes. I mean, he was able to get his Tailwind off, so right now he's gonna be faster. But I don't want to switch into my Tornadus just to have him get knocked out. That's not what I want. So if for whatever reason they get to knock out Garchomp or Chien-Pao, won't this turn. Bleak Wind Storm will now not hit Chien-Pao, but it will do a little bit of damage to Garchomp. Not enough to knock him out. Doesn't also lower his speed. Earth Power will now come in and will not also knock out Garchomp. It gets pretty close. Life Orb will then take off a little bit of HP from Heatran. So that's good to know. I might knock myself out because Earthquake. Heatran will go down. Chien-Pao will not go down. Garchomp, will you live? Garchomp lives with just very little HP left. Oh. Thank goodness. We'll send out Urshifu next, which is the Rapid Strike. Okay. So how do I plan this? I can't protect with Garchomp now. And I think he outspeeds me quite a bit now. Ice Spinner into Tornadus. I think this is going to be the game where I just have to say goodbye to both. Because even with Protect, right? Urshifu is going to get through it. Plus he has... You know what? I'm going to retreat Garchomp. I'll bring out my own Urshifu. He's got Aqua Jet. So it didn't matter what I do. Chien-Pao avoided the attack. Urshifu does take a little bit of damage, but will survive. Surging Strikes on the Chien-Pao, which is going to knock him out. It's totally fine. Okay, Tornadus. Tailwind. God, nope, he's got this. I can't win. That Tornadus is gonna... Tornadus or Urshifu. Wow, I got outplayed. I really got outplayed. Try it. This Aqua Jet's gonna come in right now. Oh, no, it didn't. Not using Aqua Jet? Tornadus is gonna live. Bleak Windstorm. Crit on Urshifu because he is part fighting. Oh, he's got Ice Spinner? That's dope. That's dope. The way he does Ice Spinner is so funny. That takes the grassy terrain. Let's see what happens. Earthquake. This is where he uses Aqua Jet, but I'm going to Terra Steel, so water shouldn't be really affected by it, but we'll see. We shall see. Come on in. Water's fine. Earthquake does nothing to Tornadus. And does about half to Urshifu. Does nothing, but Garchomp literally had like no HP left. Even with a crit, man, you didn't have to like rub it in. Come on, game, you didn't have to rub it in. All right, our first match is ready to go. We've got Indeedee, Iron Bundle, Armarouge, King Gambit, Ursaluna, and Hawlucha, which is a very interesting build. We've got an infamous Trick Room usage with Indeedee and Armarouge, and then we have Iron Bundle and King Gambit to kind of level out the playing field in case if something were to happen. Ursaluna, who takes complete full advantage over Guts, but we haven't really seen it in the videos yet. So I kind of want to know how people are playing him. And then Hawlucha with most likely will have Unburden because why have two people with Guts? I don't think Hawlucha gets Guts. I'll have to check that out. But let's see. How do we get over this team? So if we bring in Garchomp, Armarouge is most likely going to then Terra Grass. Probably what it's going to do. Indeedee will probably redirect everything. So it's probably not good to do anything of that nature. But we will do as best as we can with what we've got. We will go Tornadus, a Chien-Pao, Urshifu, and then Regieleki. I think that's going to be the best. Now, you could still open up with Iron Bundle. And if they do, they got me. I mean, not really. I mean, they got. Because Tornadus is going to be weak against Icy Wind, which Iron Bundle does come with in a kit, or even Freeze Dry. But if you want to control the speeds, that's how you would do it. Freeze Dry to knock out a Pokemon, Icy Wind to knock the speed down. We'll see how the first turn goes, though. Indy and Hawlucha. That's cool. Okay, so Psychic Surge is going to go up with the Indeedee, which makes priority moves not work. And then there's the Psychic Seed, so there is the Unburdened Hawlucha. Okay, gotcha. Gotcha. Okay, so we're going to... doubles the speed. We're going to want to do Tailwind. And we're going to do Ice Spinner onto the Hawlucha. Follow me from the Indeedee, which is going to redirect all the attacks onto her. Totally fine. Tailwind. And here comes Ice Spinner. Onto Indeedee's face. About half. Not bad. And the weirdness now disappears. Sword Stance on the Hawlucha. Now I can do my shenanigans. Let's see. Will Rain Dance be worth it here? Taunt is probably better. I think Taunt is going to be better. And now we'll Ice Spinner the Hawlucha. Detect, which is a protect move. Taunt will now go into Indity. So now it can't really do anything but attack. Ice Spinner will go into the Protect. And Indity, what are you going to do? Dazzling Gleam. Good call. Does a little bit of damage to Chien-Pao. It is still Dark type after all. We'll go ahead and do a Bleak Storm. And I'm going to try to take down Hawlucha still. I'm going to continue to try as much as I can. I think they're trying to like avoid being hit by the Tornadus though. Ice Spinner will finally hit the Hawlucha, which will knock it out all the way. Probably why he avoided being knocked out as much as he has. And Bleak Windstorm should now knock out the Entity, which does. Boom. Boom. Ooh. Let's go. Iron Bundle now comes out, which we now outspeed, by the way. And King Gambit. Both shinies. Super Overlord. Quark Drive is activated. Speed was heightened. Too bad for you. Oh, we get one more turn of Tailwind? That's cool. I will taunt the Supreme, the King Gambit. Now Sacred Sword. Actually, I will not taunt. I'm gonna Bleak Windstorm. King Gambit will protect. Good call, because I doubled into that side essentially. But I also hit the Iron Bundle for quite a bit of damage too. Bleak Windstorm. Protected. But we'll hit the Iron Bundle still. Oh. Almost knocks out. Icy Wind. Will not knock out the Tornadus. Gets pretty close though. Not very effective against the Chien-Pao. Chien-Pao will lose a little bit of speed. Now, Tailwind is gone. For a little bit. We will Tailwind again. And I'll Sucker Punch into Iron Bundle. I wish my camera would go further. Just down, camera. Don't be so high. I'm 6'1" in real life. Don't put me 8 feet tall. Just put me back down. Back down. Okay? Just back down. Just please. Back down to a feasible level. I'm not a giant. Okay. Okay, Sucker Punch into Iron Bundle, which is going to knock it out. Goodbye. Thank you for coming. But I did leave the King Gambit alone. He did Terra Dark, and now will use Sucker Punch. Oh, but it was for Tornadus. Oh, that stinks. Here, I'll do it again. Rain Dance to get 100%, Bleak Winds, and then we will Sacred Sword into the King Gambit. So now it starts to rain. Sucker Punch on the Landorus again, or Tornadus, and it does nothing. Sacred Sword into that slot will now get it to 2/3. That's a lot of damage. And I might as well. They'll probably not be expecting it, but why not? I mean, yeah, why not? Sacred Sword. You gonna get it this time? Sucker Punch will land, and it's for Chien-Pao. Good job. It took him 2 turns. I thought about protecting. It's like, oh, maybe not. But here comes the wind, which is going to knock out King Gambit. Ooh. immediate pressure from those two Pokemon are really, really hard to deal with. But hey, first dub, let's go. All right, our second match is ready to go. We've got Copperjaw, Gyarados, Fluttermane, Oranguru, Slacking, and Graffafafa. It's like Graffifi or something like that. I'm not 100% sure. So we've got a Trick Roomer, someone who obviously does really, really well in Trick Room. We also do have someone that does Skill Swap. So Slacking will do a lot. And with Graffifi being there is a Prankster. So it's interesting. We'll go ahead with Tornadus. We do need to be able to do a little bit with him this round. We'll bring in Garchomp. I think Qian Pao and Regieleki will be the best. We'll see how this team goes. So far, I have not used Amoonguss. We might switch out Amoonguss to be a little bit more beneficial for our team. Like, yes, Trick Room is a problem, but if I'm not using Amoonguss, I'm not using Amoonguss. Like, for me, he seems like a viable option, but if I don't pick him for whatever reason, there's no reason to have him. Does that make sense to anyone else? Okay, so Booster Energy comes out from Photosynthesis, which is going to help with that. Excuse me, Fluttermane be at 307 speed. So now we have a real thing to worry about here. We're going to Tailwind for sure for Tornadus. And we're going to use our Terra Steel Blast ability on the Fluttermane on that side of the field. Since speed, wow, getting ahead of myself. Since speed was adjusted from Photosynthesis, we do need to be able to knock out Fluttermane because it's most likely spec'd. Now it could have Pixel Plate, it could have the Shadow Plate, I think it's called. Helping Hand from Graffifi is going to go into that Fluttermane, which is probably spec'd. Tailwind will now come in. And now I'm faster than the Fluttermane. So now here comes the Terra Blast, Terra Steel move to Fluttermane's face. Boom. One hit KO. Now we don't have to worry about them anymore in the future. Now Terra Fire was going to be the obvious choice for Garchomp to prevent like Will-O-Wisp. But with Cresselia around, having someone with status effects isn't going to be the best benefit to anyone anymore. So that's why I selected this character overall. We're going to taunt the Graffifi, and we're going to go ahead and Earthquake that side of the field. If we taunt the Graffifi, we win, because now they can't do any type of support, which is what they were going to do with the Slacking. Doodle, that's the thing. Doodle would make them both have the same effects. So Slacking would get a benefit from having Prankster. So that's a good thing to know. Graffifi will live because of Focus Sash, and Slacking does Body Slam on Tornado. Okay. So, because Graffifi is now taunted, he can't do anything status-wise. Now he's left to attack, and his speed is really fast, but we are currently still under Tailwind for 2 more turns. So we're going to go ahead and get set up for everyone else in the back by going ahead and using Rain Dance. I could use the Bleak Wind, but because Rain Dance isn't up, Bleak Wind isn't going to do anything, but we're going to click it anyway, because, again, oh wow, the voice crack there will hit both. Graffifi will go down first. Slacking is a little bit underhanded, but slower. Here comes the Earthquake. Doesn't affect Tornadus. We'll knock out the Slacking. Ooh. I haven't done any stat changes, guys, by the way. Like, this is day 2 of testing. I'm not doing any like physical changes to the team. But I'm going to switch Tornadus out for Regieleki. And I'm going to just Dragon Claw the Gyarados, who will most likely have Thunder Wave. So it could go into to Garchomp and do a little bit of like stalling. But here comes the Dragon Claw into that Gyarados, and it's a crit. Auto knocking him out. Wow. We didn't lose a single Pokemon this fight, guys. That's a twofer. All right, and our third match is ready to go. We've got Regidrago. Oh man, I've been wanting to use him since Gen 8. I wonder how they're gonna use him. We got Rillaboom, Iron Bundle, Golden Go, Tornadus, and Chi-Yu. So again, we do have to worry about Rillaboom because of Fake Out, and it's really strong Fake Out. Even Crit took a third of our health away, which then puts anybody into range, so we have to keep that in mind. Unfortunately, we don't have anyone that is going to be able to just ignore it, so that's going to be a thing. But I do not see Fluttermane. I see Chi-Yu, but no one in this list is going to be faster than my team and Iron Bundle. That's cool. That's cool. That's really, really dope. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and do Tornadus. Iron Bundle could be a thing that we should worry about. Chien-Pao, we'll do that opening again. We'll bring in Garchomp, and I think I want to say Urshifu. I really want to say Urshifu. We'll bring in Regieleki. We'll leave Urshifu in the back. I think Mystic Water might need to be changed for Urshifu. I'm not 100%, but we'll look into that. Maybe the choice band item would be great for Urshifu. But again, we're testing this week. We're not going to make any changes, just to kind of get everything figured out. That's a shiny? Oh, bro, that person went to Gen 8 just to get that shiny. I don't even think he can come shiny. Wait, can they come shiny? Bro, what? Okay. So, Regidrago is going to be slower. He's perfectly meant for Trick Room. So, we might get Taunt off before on the Tornadus, but we're not going to worry about that. We'll do Tailwind first, and then we'll Ice Spinner into Regidrago. We want to get... Okay, they retreated. We were trying to see who would come out like on top. So Iron Bundle's gonna come out. Gonna have Quark Drive. Yep, there it is. So until they activate Tailwind, I'm faster. Tailwind goes off. Their Tailwind goes off, which is totally fine. We foresaw this. And then Ice Spinner is gonna go right into that slot, which isn't going to do a whole lot. What? Ooh, interesting. So I'm going to swap. Wait, we shouldn't swap. We don't have Protect on this guy, so it wouldn't be beneficial to. Taunt? Would Taunt be beneficial here? Iron Bundle's so fast. Sacred Sword into Iron Bundle. So we're gonna Taunt into their Tornadus. And Mental Herb did not proc. Icy Wind will now go into ours, which will not lower down its speed at all, but it will hit Chien-Pao. Bleak Wind Storm will now kick in, which will not knock out either one, and did a crit to Chien-Pao. It still lowers down the speed, but they both live. Sacred Sword into that slot will now knock out Iron Bundle. Oh my Lanta. That was so close. Our team is still looking really, really strong though. We are living through things. You see that? We're living. Regidrago comes back onto the field acting like nothing just happened. Even though its poor friend Iron Bundle just took a beating. I guess we're just gonna go on the offensive here because we can't really do anything now. It's I think it's 1 or 4 versus 3. I have to take a KO on something. Regieleki is Regidrago is going to protect, which is totally fine. I went over to the Tornadus instead. Bleak Wind Storm goes off. We'll hit the Tornadus for about half. And then Icy Wind will now knock out both my Pokemon. I thought that I had this. No, I didn't. I didn't sucker punch. If I sucker punched, maybe that would have been a little bit different, but I didn't sucker punch. Which is totally fine. Now we bring out Garchomp, place on the left, and Regieleki on the right. Now these guys do have Tailwind for one more turn. So Garchomp is going to hit the Regidraco for a lot, but I'm also going to Terra Steel so that I don't get hit with anything the Regidraco is going to do. I'm also just going to Thunderbolt this Tornadus out of the field. Get out of here. I now outspeed everything on the field because of Tailwind. But even after Tailwind, I still outspeed everything on the field. Because that's 275. It's either 275 or 277. And just double that. That's a lot. Withdrew Tornadus. Who's your last one? Rillaboom. Good call. Next turn you can Fake Out. I'm going to Terra. My Garchomp here. Make it Terra Steel. So now Regidraco doesn't do a whole lot. Here comes Thunderbolt right into the Rillaboom. Doesn't do a whole lot. But here comes the Dragon Claw. Right into that slot, which is going to knock him out right away. Now remember, Rillaboom has Fake Out. So we have a choice that we need to make now. Do we double protect? Or do we not? I think the best option is to double protect because the Fake Out right now is going to hurt a lot. And if we don't plan accordingly, we're not going to be able to really do a whole lot. Our Tornadus is down. We can no longer rely on Tailwind. Their Tornadus is back. Their Tailwind's gone. They're going to probably activate Tailwind again, but I want to get rid of Fake Out, which is probably going to come out for the Rillaboom. So Fake Out was used, so we called it. It was going to go for the Regieleki. Also called it. And Tailwind gets used on Tornadus. Called it. Okay, all of our Pokemon now restore health because of the Grassy Surge. So now we're going to Dragon Claw into the Rillaboom, and we're going to Thunderbolt into Tornadus. We're no longer faster, but we can still withstand a lot of attacks. So let's hope that we can continue doing our job here. They're going to Terra. Who is it? Rillaboom? It's Tornadus. To make him dark. That was a terrible choice, if you ask me. You negate the damage that you would receive otherwise. Here comes the Icy Wind, which doesn't do a whole lot on the Garchomp. Will do a little bit on Regieleki. But right now, focusing on speed isn't going to be like the best. Stomping Tantrum is going to go into Regieleki, knock him out. But here comes the Dragon Claw, which is not going to knock out Rillaboom, but it does do a lot of damage. Tornadus recovers a little bit. Rillaboom also recovers a little bit. Now, how long does he have for Tailwind? 2 more turns. We're going to protect. We're trying to play around Tailwind now. Leak Storm doesn't do a whole lot. Stomping Tantrum. Now that's going to do a lot next turn. It's going to be a lot of damage next turn. Dragon Claw, the Rillaboom. Hopefully it misses. Bleak Wind. Doesn't do a whole lot. Doesn't drop our speed. Oh, it does. Stomping Tantrum. Oh, it still does a lot, but we live. Rough Skin does a little bit of damage, and now we're going to come in with the Dragon Claw to knock him out. Oh! Garchomp still stands. And now their Tailwind's gone. Can you do it? Can you do it? All of my attacks are now single target. We'll now do the 2 times boosted. Ah, dang it. The -2 speed did it. I was hoping that we'd be a little bit faster. Or that they would use a turn to activate Tailwind. Still, doing good, guys. Okay. The next match is up and ready to go. We've got Quillfish, Decidueye, Typhlosion, Samurott, Excalibur, and Klefki. I mean, my man Typhlosion is up here. Is it the normal one? Or is it the ghost one? Samurott's also here, and Decidueye is also here. I don't know about the Quillfish, though. I have no idea, guys. Okay, so let's get Tornadus set up. We will have to worry about Excalibur when we bring up Tornadus. What is he going to be weak against? We'll bring in Garchomp. Let's just kind of set off the whole thing there. Urshifu and Chien-Pao. Actually, Moongus? Regieleki. Quillfish is Water Dark, I think. So we do have a lot of people that provides a lot of different coverages. I'm just kind of deciding which one's going to be the best. Okay, Quillfish and Klefki. It's Tornadus and Garchomp. So Intimidate goes off, so it's going to lower our stats, our attack stat 1 stage. Taunt the Klefki and Earthquake everything on that side of the field. Klefki is Steel Fairy, so it's weak against ground attacks, and because Quillfish is dark, it's also going to be affected by ground attacks, I believe. Either that or Quillfish has a different thing. Let me bring up Quillfish. Not attacks. I want this. Quillfish. They're gonna Terra. Klefki to Water, which is good. Good call. So Quillfish is Dark Poison. So Poison is weak against ground. So Klefki fell for Taunt. Here comes Earthquake from my man Garchomp. It's going to do a lot of damage to both of them, but only Quillfish is in the yellow. Toxic will now hit Garchomp. Lower the camera, man. Just lower. I need to be able to see my team. And Dazzling Gleam now comes out to hit both of my Pokemon. Garchomp is now on a timer. So there's that. But I don't think the timer is typically a bad thing. So we'll do Tailwind. Well, do we right now we do outspeed them. And with Klefki being taunted, he's not going to be doing anything outside of, you know, things. And I don't remember seeing anyone that was like Fluttermane or Iron Bundle. So I guess we'll do our attacks. Yeah, Earthquake. I was gonna do something else. It's like, no, maybe not. Like Wind will now hit both. This should get the KO on both of them now. Klefki with the Citrus Berry gets him back up to half. So maybe in the green? Just in the green. Here comes the Earthquake. Doesn't affect Tornadus, but will knock out the Quillfish and put Klefki back into the red. So next one would knock him out. Unless he does Dazzling Gleam, which he does, into my slot. Garchomp is now gone. Garchomp, no! My man Garchomp, why? Now we bring out Regieleki. Maybe. It's taking a while. There we go. I was like, don't you dare DC on me. I swear to God. And here comes Baxcalibur. Okay. Okay. We're going to go ahead and Ray Dance it up. And I mean, he's ice. That's not going to really do anything. That is going to hurt Tornadus, though. Once he attacks, it's going to do a lot to Tornadus. Will Electro Lab to lower to the speed. Withdrew Klefki. Good call. Now this will bring out your fourth. And it'll be Typhlosion. Oh, it's the really cool one. Oh, that's dope. Okay. Rain Dance. Baxcalibur protected, by the way. And now we have a red fire. Just pure fire Typhlosion. Oh, which is going to use Lava Plume. Gotcha. Gotcha. You're going to use Lava Plume to give Baxcalibur a boost. I see what you're doing here. I like it. But I'm going to knock you out now because I don't want that to be on the field for a long period of time. Thank you very much. I'm just going to Thunderbolt you right in the face. You can protect now, which is a good call. But I'm going to Thunderbolt you in the face if you don't. So please protect yourself. Typhlosion, I don't want to knock you out, but please do it. Please do it. You're my man. You're like, dude. Thunderbolt into Typhlosion, doesn't protect himself. He goes down. I'm sorry, Typhlosion. He was my favorite fire starter. I love Cyndaquil. In Gold and Silver, that was my starter. I feel so bad. Icicle Spirit will now go into the Regieleki. Why? Dude, Tornadus is right there. He's super effective against that. Why? What? I mean, are you a loaded dice set? Like, bro. Tornadus. I mean, I don't think it really matters at this point. Klefki now comes out. Cool beans. I don't have... Oh, I've never had Tailwind. Oh, okay. Two? I mean, I should taunt my Klefki, right? Like, that's what I should do. No, Klefki is not going to last very long. Okay, so we're going to Bleak Wind, and I'm going to Aqua Jet into... Wow, nothing gets over there. But this is water, baby. Let's go Aqua Jet into Klefki. Aqua Jet. Boom. Priority. Priority, ladies and gentlemen. Priority. Ice Shard goes in Tornadus. Tornadus is down. And now we close combat to Baxcalibur. And because he's got a minus speed by 1 stage thanks to Electro Web. Close combat. Boom! 100% move doesn't miss. Let's go. Let's go, Urshifu! All right, and our final matchup today is going to be against Landorus, Chien-Pao, Urshifu. Wow, I couldn't remember his name. Tornadus, Heatran, and Bluttermane. Interesting team that we have here. Landorus, though, and it's not even his Therian form, it's his Genie form. So what does Genie Landorus offer then the other ones don't? I'm not 100% sure, but he still has a Genie with Prankster. So That's interesting. Where are you, Mr. Genie? There you are. You are Sand Force or Sheer Force? You must be Sheer Force because Sand Force, I mean, you could, Sand Force could help, but he doesn't have anyone that's going to really benefit from that. Okay, so we're going to go ahead with Tornadus and Qianpao, Urshifu, and then Garchomp. I think that's going to be the best one. So yeah, like you could do Sand Force Landorus, right? That could be something that you would run, but you don't have anyone to take advantage of the Sand Force. Like you don't have Lycanroc, you don't have Hippowdon. Copperjaw could possibly get like a benefit from that, but it's a weather setter, which is neat. Oh, Tornadus and Landorus. Okay. So, are you sheer forcing this? You are sheer forcing this. Okay. We're going to go ahead and just Tailwind it up. And we're going to go ahead and use Ice Spinner into Landorus. Because you don't really have anything that's really, really scary at the moment. And you are now times 4 to Ice, by the way. Are you going to Terra? They are. Terra is going to be for Landorus. Good call. Fairy. Terrible call. Activate Tailwind. Because your Tornadus is going to do the same thing. There's that. Ice Spinner. 2/3, not bad. Sludge Bomb. Crits. Now Sheer Force does more damage, but it removes the secondary effect. Sludge Bomb will not poison me. Will not. It will refuse. Who's in the back again? Urshifu and Garchomp. Will Bleak. And I will knock out Landorus. Landorus will protect. Is that a good call? Maybe I should have went after the Tornadus instead. Ice Spinner into Landorus slot. Not going to do a whole lot, but it will make him last one more turn. Now Bleak is not going to hit Landorus, but it's also not going to knock out the Tornadus either. It will not drop a stage either. But my Tornadus goes down, which will now give me the ability to bring out someone else, which I'm going to bring out Garchomp. Now Garchomp is going to Terra, and it's going to use all of its power and might into Landorus. And Tornadus is now going to get knocked out by Ice Spinner. So Terra Steel, Terra Blast into the Landorus slot is going to do a lot of damage. Will I outspeed them is another question. But if Landorus does Sludge Bomb, it's not going to do anything to Garchomp whatsoever. And Bleak Wind is also not going to do anything to Garchomp whatsoever. So Tornadus will now protect. Good call. Landorus can't. So Ice Spinner into Tornadus isn't going to do anything because of protect. Landorus, however, is going to use sheer. Okay. Oh. Owie. That was a lot. He also outsped me? What's his speed? 101? Garchomp's 102. Mine's not built for speed, though. It's not Jolly. It's Adamant. Because it's Adamant. I have Tailwind for one more turn. Searching Strikes would knock out Landorus with no problem. But he was able to outspeed No. Well, I don't think it matters. Tornadus is going to just reactivate. Yeah, we'll Aqua Jet. Tornadus is just going to activate Tailwind next turn. Sludge Bomb. Liquid. Oh, Urshifu dodges the attack. That's dope. Tailwind is gone for both teams, but I don't think it really matters. I'm going to Aqua Jet into Landorus again, which is going to knock him out, but I'm going to get hit for a lot. Unless he Tailwinds now. Oh wait, it doesn't really matter because Aqua Jet's priority. But still, this was a really good game. We ended at 3-2, which is unfortunate. I thought that we'd end in 4-1. He did go for Tailwind though. But again, I don't think it really matters. Because, yeah, it's now 3 versus 1. So we're out of here. We don't, they have Tailwind, I have Protect, but Urshifu can get around that, so it doesn't matter. Alrighty, so here's what we got for our first match of the day. We've got Goodra, Grimmsnarl, Ursaluna, Fluttermane, Rotom Wash, and Heatran. This is going to be a weird assortment of Pokemon here, guys. So we don't have anyone that's going to be specifically setting up for Trick Room. So Ursaluna may be out of spot here, but I think that Pokemon's a good Trick Room setter. Well, not setter, but Trick Room user in case if it was obvious that the person's going to be outspeeding. Grimmsnarl is also a good chance or a good choice here. We're not only Fake Out as a possibility, we also get screens, Parting Shot, and then Goodra, who is newly statted, by the way. This isn't the normal Goodra. This is the Dragon Steel type Goodra. So imagine Duraludon in this gen. So Gen 8 to now. So let's see how this goes. We're gonna walk in with Tornadus, Chien-Pao, Garchomp, and let's see, Urshifu. We're gonna walk in with these 4 today. Again, we're not really using a Moongus. I think he will probably be the Pokemon that I replace out of the team. I do miss having a hyper offensive Fluttermane, and I believe that they are probably one of the bigger pieces that I'm missing. But then I am missing another huge part of that core too. So we'll see. But we have Grimmsnarl and Fluttermane on their side of the field to my Tornadus and Chien-Pao. Now the camera is still way up high and I'm kind of upset about that. But we got a photosynthesis for Fluttermane. So a booster energy booster was used. So now their special attack is upped. For me, we're going to go ahead and use Tailwind because we're not going to really have to deal with Taunt. Well, we could be taunted. I'm not Dark. So Grimmsnarl could do that, but I think we're going to be better. We should swap maybe kind of, sort of. We'll Sucker Punch into the Fluttermane because they're probably specs. Fake Out will go into the Chien-Pao. Tailwind will now go up. So Chien-Pao will not attack, and we're going to get a Dazzling Gleam. Trick Room. Okay. Fluttermane is the Trick Room user. That's not bad. But now, what do I do? I guess we're going to Taunt. I mean, Fluttermane's going to attack first. My entire team is going to attack last. We're going to Sucker Punch the Fluttermane. They get Terra here to make it Fairy. But this is a good use of Fluttermane. Now we know that it's not Spec'd. Because if it's Spec'd and it can only use Trick Room, that's a terrible choice. I know that because I almost did it myself, and it was a terrible choice. Withdrew Grimmsnarl, so that's a good call to have Fake Out usage. And here comes Ursaluna, so now he's going to take advantage of that Trick Room. I had completely forgotten that Fluttermane could use Trick Room. So now we got Terra Fairy Fluttermane. Taunt will now go off of the Fluttermane. And Sucker Punch will now go into that slot, doing about a third. Dazzling Gleam will now come out, which will unfortunately knock out both of my Pokemon. I don't think Tornadus will Tornadus will survive, but just barely. But now I'm in trouble. Kind of. Because we do have Garchomp here. And Garchomp is able to do a lot of different things. He is not built specifically for speed, but I could still Terra. So I'm going to do... I could do Bleak Wind, but if I lower their speed, they're going to be able to attack sooner. So I guess we'll do it. Bleak Wind, and then we'll Terra... Bear, or Terra Steel. How long does Trick Room have? 3 more turns? If. Terra Steel... And we're going to Terra Blast into the Flutter Mane. This is my answer to the Flutter Manes, because I thought that they would drop in the less than top 10%, because all the new Pokemon that were going to be introduced in this regulation, and people still use it quite a bit. So Facade will now hit Garchomp for not a lot, because it is resistant. Thank God. Dazzling Gleam will also now hit, and will also not hit. It'll hit Garchomp, but he just barely lives. I think he's gonna knock himself out though. But here comes the Terra Blast into that slot. But I'm in trouble after this because, oh my God. Tailwind for me was kind of a terrible choice since I completely forgot that, yeah. That was, yeah. Saw that one coming. I completely forgot Flutter Mane knows Trick Room. I should know that. They also know Perish Song, but no one uses Trick Room on Flutter Mane. Well, obviously they do now. I think the juniors used it. I think the juniors in the NAIC used it, which I thought was really interesting. All right, Grimmsnarl versus Urshifu versus Ursaluna. This is not great. Okay. Oh, so Surging Strikes will hit the Ursaluna, but we do have 1 turn of Tailwind left. Okay, we'll do that. I mean, Ursaluna is going to strike faster, or slower, I should say. So Fake Out will come out of Grimmsnarl, which will fail. Facade will come out also and will fail due to Protect. Okay, there's that burn. Now Ursaluna is using Guts, so it doesn't take the stat down from being burnt. So instead of it going to like 50% or even 25%, it gets boosted by that. I think it's like 50% or something like that. Don't quote me on that. I'll do my checks after this, but we'll go ahead and go Surging Strikes on that Ursaluna. Ursaluna will do the Facade. Yep, it's gonna knock out. Ugh. Could not come back from that. I should have protected more. Honestly, that's the reason why majority of my team has Protect. Should have protected more. Alrighty, here's our next match. We've got Azumarill, Dragapult, Talonflame, Chien-Pao, Annihilate, wow, and Regieleki. Neat. So, who should we bring? Who should we bring? Who should we use, guys? I think. I mean, we could bring in Tornadus, but with this setup here, I don't think that's going to be like the best one. Because Talonflame is right there. Talonflame is also going to be using Tailwind, and I believe that he's going to be faster. Ah, good question. Okay, so we will bring in Tornadus and Urshifu, Regieleki, and I think Garchomp is going to be the best one to bring in here. I think these 4 are going to be it. Because like some of the Pokemon that they could bring in, I do have counters for, and then some of the Pokemon that they have could counter me, but it will now depend how I pilot it from here. All right, Talonflame and Regieleki. So right now, Regieleki is going to be automatically faster than anything, especially if Talonflame uses Tailwind, so hopefully they don't. I'm going to taunt the Talonflame, and I'm going to protect the Urshifu. Because I get priority, regardless of what it is, and he only gets priority for Gale Wings. So we're going to taunt that so he doesn't get access to Tailwind. Yep, so we solved that. So Electro Web's going to go. It's not going to hit the Urshifu, which is totally fine. And Thundurus is going to get knocked out, unfortunately, but again, that's totally fine. Oh, that Transistor Magnet combo was really, really strong. All right, so with this combo, we could go. How do we do this? Would have been better if I brought in Garchomp, but I couldn't do anything to Talonflame, and I put Urshifu at risk. Terra? No, Terra wouldn't do anything. Thunderbolt, the Talonflame, and Aqua Jet, the Regieleki. Here we go. It's about half. A little over half. Brave Bird will now hit Urshifu, which will knock him out because he's fighting. I'm not doing too well. The recoil of damage on that attack, though, is really, really high. So now here comes Thunderbolt. And that should knock out Talonflame. That Regieleki, though, is faster than me unless they won the speed tie. Which is, granted, could be the reason why they won. Alright, so now Garchomp will now come out. So it's 2 on 3. And they bring out Chien-Pao. Now, my Regieleki has a minus down, which can only... Their Regieleki can only attack into mine. Because they can't do anything to Garchomp. I'm going to protect here. Terra. And use Earthquake. I don't think they Terra'd yet. The only Pokemon I've been able to bring down is Talonflame. But again, my Regieleki has a -1 to speed, so I'm going to have to play this a little bit safer. So we'll protect here. Their Regieleki cannot attack into... Well, it can now, but it couldn't before. Is it Spect? It's only using the Electro Web. Ice Spinner will go into Garchomp. Does nothing because it's Steel. Rough Skin will now break the sash. If it's sashed. That could be... That Regieleki could be Scarfed. And if it's Scarfed and only using Electro Web, that would answer why they were faster. Without the -1. Which is really, really interesting. Okay, so even at -1, I should be able to outspeed Chien-Pao. So we'll go ahead and hit the Azumarill again. And I will protect with Garchomp. Huge power is still a thing, so I have to watch out for that. Chien-Pao isn't going to get the Terra here, but Azumarill is going to, and it's become Terra Fairy. Which isn't going to do a whole lot to Garchomp himself. But I'm going to protect all the same. Because I don't want to knock out my own Pokemon, and I definitely didn't want to get set up for hitting the wrong Pokemon. But I should have used... Oh, okay, good. Woo! I was like, I should have knocked out the here comes Play Rough, and it's going to go into Regieleki, but I should have used Thunderbolt on Chien-Pao. I would have knocked him out and had 2 Pokemon on my side instead of just the 1. but I'm gonna go like this now. So Sacred Sword's gonna go in that slot. It's gonna do a lot of damage because it's super effective. I should have went into the Qian Pao. I don't know why I didn't. Oh, should have thought of that a little bit sooner. That's okay. We're still learning. Not bad for match 2. Alrighty, here's our next match. We got Urshifu, Gothitelle, Tornadus, Fluttermane, Gastrodon, and Goodra. Steel Goodra. Okay, so in the last match, we blundered our way of using Tornadus. I think changing Tornadus's Terra to not be affected by what he's weakness or like his weakness to might be a little bit better. Thankfully, we don't have anyone on that side of the field to really worry about it outside of Fluttermane. Thunderbolt can be put on Fluttermane and then that's just game over at that point. So what do we do here? What do we do? I think with what we have in front of us, we walk in with Tornadus, Regieleki, because we're going to be the fastest thing on the field outside of Fluttermane if it uses booster energy. Qian Pao, yes, for the Dragon Steel, and then we'll use Urshifu for the anti-protect. I think that's what we'll use because I don't see anyone else becoming like a huge benefit here. So we'll see what else that we can come up with. All right, I can't read any of those. Okay, Gothitelle and Gastrodon. And the camera is still way too high. And Gothitelle is probably going to have Shadow Tag, so I can't swap anybody, which is a terrible thing. But I'm going to taunt Gothitelle. And I could freeze Gastrodon. Is that going to be a benefit, though? I mean, right now I can't hit him. So maybe... yeah, I will do that. We're going to open up our Terra. We're not going to try to, like, pull it out or trick them into it. We're going to pull ours just right up because I'm going to need to be able to do damage against that Gastrodon. Now, that Gastrodon is... it's like water, grass, or whatever. Fake Out will go on to Regieleki, which he will not do anything. Taunt will go into the Gothitelle. And Regieleki can't do anything because, unfortunately, he was... oh, the Mental Herb took off the taunt from that. And Earth Power into the Regieleki will survive because Gastrodon could use that, which is what I wanted to try to prevent. Okay, so we're going to use Bleak Wind Storm, and I'm going to go... let's see, can I switch? Can't, so it is Shadow Tag. We'll protect. We'll protect. I think that's the better play. I think Gastrodon will go into that slot again because it can't really hurt Tornadus. Gothitelle will protect, which is good because I use Bleak Wind, which looks like it went off. And we'll hit the Gastrodon for about a fourth, so not terrible damage. Muddy Water will also get connected into Tornadus, but it's about a fourth as well. Maybe a fifth. Bleak Wind Storm again. And then we'll go ahead and try to knock out the Gastrodon. Here comes a Terra Blast Ice. Looks dope as again. It's not going to knock it out. That took a little more than half. A little less than half, and then Citrus Berry comes up, goes back to green, puts it really back to where it was. Here comes the Bleak Wind Storm. Puts it right back to where it was. No, that's not going to do anything. Speed does fall, though. Here comes the Muddy Water. Regieleki avoids the attack, but Tornadus does not. And what does... oh, Trick Room. Neat. Neato. I didn't use Tailwind, though. That doesn't really matter because... oh. That stinks. Okay, protect again. Gothitelle, Gothitelle, Gothitelle. How do I deal with you? Not only were you able to like bring in Shadow Tag, but you recover on the Gastrodon? Are you kidding me? What are you, a wall? Here comes Psychic into the protected slot. Not bad. Three more turns for Trick Room. Switch out. Oh, I can't. Can't because Gothitelle says I can't. That's right. Alright. I mean, I'm gonna lose both these Pokemon. Regieleki goes down, which is going to force Gothitelle to attack into Tornadus. Terrible, terrible conundrum of events. Okay. Hyper offensive speedy team. And I have my own, some of my weakness, not my only weakness, but some of my weaknesses are literal reversal of speed tiers. Okay, so we've got 2 more turns of Trick Room. Why not just Sucker Punch into the Gothitelle, because it can't do anything but attack, and I'll protect the Urshifu. It's still taunted. Gothitelle can either retreat or not do anything. Doesn't look like it's going to be retreating. So here we go with the Sucker Punch into that slot. We'll knock it out. Earth Power into the Urshifu slot, which isn't going to do much. So now, former Alpha. There we go. Here's that Goodra. I want to see what you do now, Goodra. We're going to protect here in close combat. Gastrodon's things. Oh, it prevents water attacks. Okay, so I'm gonna hit into Goodra and see what happens. Earth Power on Urshifu. Get about half. Shelter on the Goodra, which is gonna raise its defenses. 2 stages. Here comes close combat. It's the one-hit KO from Urshifu with the crit. I drop a whole stage in defenses, but that was dope. And dimensions now return to normal. Your Trick Room is now gone. 2 Pokemon down, and you've got your last 2 left. Okay, I'm going to Sacred Sword into the Urshifu. And I'm going to close combat into that slot as well. Because I can't use water attacks. Storm Drain is going to suck them up. So I can't use water attacks. And I think if they're partnered, it does the same. So Terra Fighting. Good call. It removes the weakness from fighting, but that's okay. Sacred Sword goes into that slot. It's about 2/3. Close combat again. We'll knock it out fully. -2 to all my to my defenses now. And Urshifu goes down. Here comes Muddy Water. It does very little to Urshifu. So we're going to Ice Spinner and close combat. Here's this stab right into that slot. It's going to do quite a bit. And here's the close combat to knock it out. Let's go. Gothitelle, as soon as you fell, I was able to get a little bit more control over this match. Oh my god. All right, with our fourth match up today, we've got ooh, Typhlosion, the fire ghost type. It's literally Victini. Let's go. Iron Bundle, Iron Hands, Tinglu, Sneasler, I think that's what it's called, and Talonflame. Very interesting choice of Pokemon here. I don't know what the Sneasler does. If you guys know, leave me down in the comment down below. I'm going to bring him up on Cerebi now. So right now I'm going to go in blind for him, but Typhlosion, man. Typhlosion. Oh, that's dope. Okay, what should we do here? We will have to worry about Iron Hands with the fake out, Iron Bundle with his Icy Wind shenanigans. Tinglu is also a thing because he's super bulky and I don't have like the fairy like thing to get rid of him now. So I'm just kind of like crap. Maybe Qian Pao will be able to do it. I mean, fighting ice could do it. I know fighting does. I don't know about ice. Urshifu should be able to do it too. But Talonflame with the Tailwind, ugh, tough, tough, tough. So we're gonna bring in these four. Yes, bring in these four. I don't think Qian Pao is gonna be as useful here, just because of the fact of Talonflame is gonna be able to like beat him up really, really bad. And Qian Pao doesn't really have anything to go against Talonflame as much. I mean, Sucker Punch is always good because then you can just knock out Pokemon before they even get to attack, which is something that I should also be using quite a bit is priority moves. But we have Iron Hands and Iron Bundle versus my Regieleki and Tornadus. So the first thing I want to do is I'm going to protect Regieleki and I'm going to Tailwind with Tornadus. I'm doing that so that one, I outspeed the Iron Bundle because right now he's at 307 or 309, I'm sorry. And even with fake out from Iron Hands, he will not be able to stop me from getting Tailwind up. Is it going to cost me Tornadus? Absolutely, because no fake out, so there's that. But it's going to cost me my Tornadus, which it doesn't. Iron Bundle goes into the Hydro Pump into the Regieleki slot, and Sword Stance will go into Iron Hands. So we don't have to worry about that thing anymore. So cool, neat, dandy. We're gonna activate the Rain Dance, and then we're just gonna activate the Electro Web. I mean, minus speed would be good here. Yes. Activate the Rain Dance to give my water attacks just a little bit more of a boost, but Electro Web is also going to be hurting a lot, and it's going to knock out the Iron Bundle, but does very little damage. 1/10 to Iron Hands, but I dropped the speed down one whole stage, which may not mean anything now, but it will. Thunder Punch will go into the Tornadus for sure, but now we get to come in with my man Garchomp, as I believe I brought him in. That's leftovers on the Iron Hands. Okay, and I did bring Garchomp in, so neat. This is gonna be great. Now he does have Sword Stance, so he's gonna be doing a lot more damage. I think Terra Steel might be the best one to use, or maybe not, because Talonflame is now into the field. So no, let's not do that. We're gonna Earthquake. Oh, it's not gonna hurt either one of them. Okay, Dragon Claw into Iron Hands, Thunderbolt into Talonflame. He might get some attack off because of Gale Wings from the Talonflame, but I'm not 100% sure. Garchomp, or sorry, Iron Hands will go into Grass Terra to negate any and all Earthquake damages that we get. Tailwind is activated on their side of the field, which I don't know if it's going to do a whole lot, because now here comes the Thunderbolt, which is going to do a lot of damage to Talonflame. It's going to be a one-hit KO. And here comes the Dragon Claw from Garchomp, which is going to take about to half. Now, Garchomp is... Ooh, Sword Stance again, so that's a +4 into attack. Oof. Oof. Okay. So this Iron Hands needs to leave next turn, and I have the idea to do it. We're no longer going to Terra Steel the Garchomp. We're going to Terra Ice the Regieleki, which is going to go in to that slot. Here comes Typhlosion, shiny. And he found out that it was Life Orb and Magnet. Ooh, Frisk. Neat. Okay, so we're going to Dragon Claw into the Typhlosion, Terra Ice right into that Iron Hands. He's a +4. I need to get him off. And because I know that's Life Orb, not Life Orb, but Leftovers, he's not using the Assault Vest. So now I'm going to Terra Ice Regieleki. We're going to use our Ice abilities to get rid of, hopefully, Iron Hands so that we don't get anywhere near that +4. So Typhlosion's going to Protect. Terra Blast. It's going to do super effective because now he's Grass. Is it the knockout? It is just barely not the knockout. Oh no. Okay. Now, Iron Hand still can't do anything. Oh, well, maybe he can. Oh, that's not enough. Okay, good. Rough Skin's gonna take a little bit out of that chunk that he just gained, but he was able to take out, you know, Garchomp, which sucks, but I will make it work. Definitely does suck. My Tailwind's gone, which is totally fine. We're now going to bring in Urshifu. I'm probably the fastest thing on the field still. Even with his. We'll go ahead and Searching Strikes on the Typhlosion, and we'll go right back to Terra Blast on the Iron Hands, which we should be able to get the knockout. He will Detect, so that's a Protect. Typhlosion will use Eruption, which will knock out the Regieleki because he is Terra Ice, so he's definitely weak against it. Oh, I'm sorry. But here it comes, Searching Strikes in the rain. 2 Typhlosion, not needed to get 3 strikes in. 1 strike auto crit is gone. Pokemon was hit 1 time. Typhlosion fainted. Iron Hands now gets a boost. Okay. What do we do, guys? We could close combat, which I don't believe we're going to be able to do. Searching Strikes. We are in the rain. We do have Mystic Water, so in the rain, with Mystic Water, we might have enough. Let's give it a shot. Surging Strikes into Iron Hands. Let's go. 1. It's not going to be enough. 2. Because these are auto crits. It gets him down to 1 HP. Here comes the Thunder Punch. And he's +4. And that's good. Oh, yep. Dang it. Oh, not a bad way to go. But dang it. Oh, dang it. So there, I should have protected with Regieleki because Typhlosion was on the field, instead of trying to go for the knockout. I didn't know that he had to detect, though. That was interesting. Love that. All right, now our 5th and final match is ready to go. We've got Charizard, Dragonite, Cresselia, Urshifu, Fluttermane, and Rillaboom. Okay, interesting. How do we deal with this Pokemon? With this team set, whichever one you want to call it. Cresselia with its Lunar Blessing. I haven't really seen it used like at all in the ladder. Wonder if my buddy JT has. Let's see. Urshifu turned out to be like a really strong competitor in this gen. This Unseen Fist with all physical attacks is really interesting. Oh, you can't protect. I'm just gonna go right through it. That's dope. I think we'll go in with what we had before, but we'll bring in Chien-Pao and Garchomp. I think that's what we'll bring in. We'll bring in Garchomp so that if he brings us in Fluttermane, we have an answer to it with Terra Steel. Chien-Pao so Rillaboom can get KO'd by Ice Spinner, which is going to be faster. Obviously Tornadus because Tailwind, and Taunt is like great supporter Pokemon, and Garchomp in case we had to deal with like the thing. So we got Dragonite and Cresselia on their side of the field. I will go ahead and Taunt the Cresselia and Terra Ice into the Dragonite. No, I'll protect. I want to be able to survive because I don't know what type of set that Dragonite is. And they're going to Terra. Is it normal? It's Dragonite and it is normal. So it is a typical extreme speed set. Go and ram your face right into my slot with extreme speed. So Helping Hand from Cresselia, which is going to do a lot more now with extreme speed. I will protect with Regieleki. They might go into Tornadus, but I'm going to taunt or not. Yeah, because extreme speed. Oh, there goes Tornadus. Yep, and Cresselia gets to sit there and go yippee because taunt is speed 4, I think. And then Helping Hand is right above Fake Out or right below Fake Out. Might be right above Fake Out. Oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. I don't know who to bring actually. That extreme speed Helping Hand combo, it's gonna be tough. They don't really need to bring in Chien-Pao. It's like, why do I need to worry about lowering your defenses when I could just up my offense 1.5 times? Okay, Chien-Pao. Let's go. That's really, really hard. How do you deal with that? We're going to protect here, and we're going to Thunderbolt into the Cresselia. Like she's going to Helping Hand again. There's no reason why not to. That strat worked the first time. Why would you ever change it up if it worked the first time? Right? Like, does anyone else out there like agree with me? It's like, hey, this worked the first, let's try it again. Like, I can't stop it. I tried to taunt and I was knocked out before taunt was even gone off. Like, the only way I can not like get knocked out is to like be faster than those, and it's hard. Extreme speed will now go into the Regieleki to knock him out, unfortunately. Cresselia didn't do anything, but does use Psychic. I'm left with just my last 2 Pokemon, and I honestly don't know how to deal with that. Sucker Punch into Cresselia, and we're going to Terra Steel and Earthquake. No. Terra Steel, Terra Blast into Dragonite. Ugh, Dragonite, man. Terra Normal with a Twice Man, man. It is such a problem. I almost want to bring in Screamtail just to disable it. Like, that's a good counter to it. Just like, nope, you can't use it now. I just disable it. Chien-Pao will survive. Sucker Punch goes into Cresselia, doesn't knock it out. So the extreme speed does leave it down to about a little, like 2/3. Like, it will just barely survive. But here goes the Terra Steel into Dragonite, which then does a little bit. Psychic will now go into Garchomp. Doesn't do anything because it's Steel. I'm going to then protect with Chien-Pao and Earthquake everything on the field. This should knock out these two. I don't know why they didn't do what happened the first time. Like they were on a roll. I can't do anything to that. Extreme Speed will goes into Chien-Pao, does nothing. Protected, 0 damage. Earthquake will now hit everything on the field except for Chien-Pao, which I'm hoping for the knockout on that side of the field. Levitate doesn't hit Cresselia, so Dragonite goes down. I forgot about Levitate. Interesting, interesting, interesting. Lunar Blessing. Wait, it can hit itself? I thought it couldn't hit itself. Okay. So we have Charizard out now. We're gonna Sucker Punch. No, we're not gonna Sucker Punch. We just protected last turn. We can Ice Spinner into that slot, but we should attack Cresselia. And we are. I'm going to protect with Garchomp. Helping Hand goes from Cresselia over to the Charizard. Protect goes into Garchomp. Charizard's part flying, which is why I'm not like immediately going for like Earthquake. It does not affect him. Heat Wave will come out from Charizard and will hit, unfortunately, Chien-Pao. Okay, so now we're just down to our last Pokemon, and we're going to Dragon Claw the Charizard. We should have doubled into that slot, honestly. Because I would have knocked him out then. We should have doubled into that slot. Here comes Heat Wave. It's going to knock out Garchomp. God dang it. That's good, though. That's good. Speed tiers is what I'm here to learn. I need to know what outspeeds, what doesn't outspeeds, what they can do, what they can't do. That's what this team building is for. But dang it. All right, so today's match, we've got Basculogen, I think that's what it's called. Tornadus, Regieleki, Rillaboom, Goodra, and Urshifu. So a good wide assortment of Pokemon. Not nearly anyone that I usually see on the ladder. Well, Flattermanes and all that. So this is interesting. I'm kind of excited to see how this is going to turn out. So what should we bring in though? That's going to be the question here. Who do we bring in? Again, that's like a really, really good question. Let's do something different. Since now we got a brand new team, let's do something different. Let's bring in Chien-Pao and Urshifu. Tornadus in the back so that we can swap into anything that we need to. And then we'll bring in Garchomp. We'll leave Regieleki and Fluttermane in the back. Because their Regieleki might come out on the field. And while I do have counters against it, I don't think Steel is resistant against Ice. I want to say yes. I'm pretty sure that I've seen it go, doesn't do much damage a few times, and I'm just forgetting about it, but we'll see. We'll see. So let's see how our matches go for today. Urshifu and Rillaboom are the ones they sent out first, and we are Chien-Pao and Urshifu. Okay. Grassy Search comes up for Rillaboom. Alrighty. Now, we're kind of in a weird predicament because we could protect on Chien-Pao, but we can't protect on Urshifu. And I believe we're going to get something, but it's bad to protect because Urshifu is on the field anyway. So, Fake Out is going to hit someone, but who? Let's go ahead and use Ice Spinner on Rillaboom, and we'll close combat Urshifu. Urshifu will protect. Good call. Fake Out will go to Chien-Pao. Also good call. Negates both damages for the turn. Oh, close combat will still hit Urshifu because Unseen Fist said so. And Urshifu will now proc its Focus Sash, and it looks like they might have left. I don't think they understood that Unseen Fist still goes through stuff if it's a physical attack. I don't know. Or maybe I DC'd. I have no idea. We'll see how it comes up. Okay, so it looks like there was a DC on their part. We'll see if it counts. You guys might get an extra fight today just because when stuff like that happens, it doesn't end up on the record for some reason. But hey, rank 9. Looks like that one counted. But we'll see. Okay, next matchup. Ooh, we got Zapdos. Here we go. The good old Discquake. Let's go. Okay, we got Cresselia, Fluttermane, Toxapex, Zapdos, Excalibur, and Great Tusk. Now, if you guys don't know, or if you're just getting into VGC, there used to be a combo called Discquake. It is Discharge and Earthquake. It was common for Zapdos and Garchomp to be paired next to each other for the Discquake combo. Zapdos was never affected to Earthquake, and Garchomp was never affected to Discharge. So what we see see here is the exact same combo, but it's Great Tusk instead of Garchomp. But I'm super excited about how this is gonna go. Okay, we will bring in Tornadus, Fluttermane, Urshifu, and Qianpao. I think that's gonna be who we bring in this one. In case if Baxcalibur comes in, I have to have a counter for that. If Cresselia comes in, I have a counter for that. It's not a good counter, but it is a counter. Fluttermane can knock out Cresselia, I believe, because ghosts are strong against psychic types. And Cresselia is really, really bulky though. But we have Zapdos and Baxcalibur. Oh, a shiny Zapdos, by the way. That's dope. Okay, so we do have an open that we can do, but we are looking really, really bad for Tornadus. But Fluttermane is looking fantastic because Fluttermane can take out both of these Pokemon with no issues. But we're going to go straight into the Zapdos so that we don't have to worry about the Disquick. We're going to leave the Baxcalibur alone for now. We're going to activate our Tailwind for Tornadus. Oh, first of all, they Terra. Who are you tearing? It is Baxcalibur. And you are ground. Okay, so they are going to go with like the untraditional way of Earthquake Discharge. Interesting. Tailwind will go off. And now I go right into Zapdos with Moonblast. And it should not knock... Oh, it gets close. Thunderbolt goes into Tornadus, which is going to knock him out, unfortunately. And here comes a ground-typed Earthquake. Which is not going to affect Zapdos, but it is going to do quite a bit of damage to Fluttermane. It might knock him out. And... Oh, just survives with 5 HP. Let's go. Okay, Qianpao now comes on the field. Tailwind is still up, so we get the additional speed. And I don't know if they're going to be able to survive this. But we'll give this a try. So Ice Spinner will hit both Zapdos and Baxcalibur. Not both at the same time. I know it's a single target attack, but it is a really big attack for each one. We're going to go right into Baxcalibur, and we're going to Moonblast Zapdos again. We outspeed him, so I don't have to worry about it. Oh, Ice Shard will go into Fluttermane, unfortunately. So now Ice Spinner will now go into Baxcalibur, which should... Oh, it just barely survives. Are you kidding me? Zapdos with the Roost now lower... It gets rid of its own ability. So now it is a land Pokemon and no longer a flying Pokemon. So now we bring out Urshifu. And now Ice Spinner will go into Zapdos and Aqua Jet will go into that guy right there. Baxcalibur should knock him out because it is a choice banded Aqua Jet. So here we go. Boom. Now, unfortunately, I'm locked into Aqua Jet for the rest of the game. So that's kind of the crappy part about this. But Ice Spinner will now go into Zapdos and will knock it out this time. I don't understand how Moonblast wasn't able to do that, but oh, it's probably because it wasn't weak to anything. Should have done that the first time, but oh well. Okay, so we now have Fluttermane and Great Tusk. And Fluttermane gets access to Booster Energy, which will make its special attack heightened. So we're going to go ahead and Ice Spinner into Great Tusk. And we're locked into Aqua Jet, like I said. Oh, we haven't Terra'd yet. We haven't Terra'd. We're going to Terra so that we don't get affected by the Earthquake. And then we're just going to go right into Fluttermane. They Terra ground, so they're kind of doing like the Disquake thing. I don't know if Fluttermane gets discharged. I don't think so. It would be kind of weird if they just continued that method all the way through. It would be kind of dope secretly on the down low. It's like, you know, that's funny. But Aqua Jet will hit Fluttermane, knocking it down to just 1 HP. Here's the Ice Spinner to the Great Tusk, which will not also knock it out. What is the Dazzling Gleam? And I'll hit both. Urshifu will fall, but Qianpao won't. Close combat. Really? No. How is it that they were... Oh, that's odd. Usually Great Tusk falls super easily to like anything. Interesting. Alrighty, our next match is ready to go. We've got Gudra, Rillaboom, Urshifu, Cresselia, Ursaluna, and Grimmsnarl. Okay, I think it would be really, really interesting to start off with Urshifu and Qianpao, just to kind of see what that combo would go. But we need to go with Tornadus so that we can... Oh, actually, that might be the wrong thing, because Ursaluna's in the party. This could be a Trick Room team, and if they set it for Trick Room, I'm in trouble. But my team is based on speed anyway, so it doesn't... I don't think it really matters. I don't have any mid-tier speeds to be able to... I mean, Garchomp might be able to survive a little bit, but I don't know. I have no idea. We'll go Tornadus, Fluttermane, and Regieleki so that we can outspeed their Urshifu and Qianpao for their Rillaboom. So we'll leave Garchomp and Urshifu in the back. See, this is what I like about having like a really strong 6 that I know that I can do stuff with, and I feel like I can do that with the team that I've got. Like, I wasn't able to click Amoonguss a lot for one reason or another. So it's like, I'm just gonna click these guys and hope for the best. And I get that with this team. Okay, so we've got Ursaluna versus Grimmsnarl, or Ursaluna and Grimmsnarl versus Fluttermane and Tornadus. I'm gonna Taunt's not gonna, well, no, he's dark, so it's not gonna do anything. Tailwind so that we get the boost here, and we're gonna Moonblast right into the Grimmsnarl. Grimmsnarl could use a screen to lower down the damage that he would receive, and he does not. Unless I just magically beat a speed tie. It looks like I magically beat a speed tie. So light screen lowering down special moves. This should still knock out Grimmsnarl. Oh, just barely makes him live, but he drops the special attack. And now Shadow Claw will hit Fluttermane. He hits Shadow Claw. I also don't see the burn yet. Is he Guts? He is Guts. Okay. Good. Good. Okay. Now I'll bring out Regieleki. And again, my screen's like way out. I'm not sure why it's way out, but it's way out. We're gonna Break Wind and what gets... Oh, Ursaluna does. Can I see what his team was? I thought I could see... Oh, here we go. That's what I wanted to see. Yeah, we'll do that. Terra, Ice. Because we're gonna knock out the Ursaluna, hopefully, now. I think it's really, really weak special bulk, but we'll see. I still haven't seen Cresselia yet, so no Trick Room has been activated as well. Reflect will go off from the Grimmsnarl, so now physical moves are now weaker. So Terra Ice goes into Ursaluna and will not get the K. What in the heck? There we go. Grimmsnarl is finally down, and Ursaluna survives at 3/4 of their HP. We know it's Flame Orb, so they're not going to get anything, but Facade will come in and KO the Tornadus. Wow. Wow. Okay. These are bulky Pokemon. And people were thinking these guys were OP? What? Nuh-uh. Nuh-uh. They can't be OP. They're not... Even with screens, though. Like, that's insane. They either buff screens... I mean, they shouldn't. I don't think they would, right? Here comes Cresselia. Shiny Cresselia. That's dope. Okay. So... Interesting. We need to take out Ursaluna. First and foremost. Ursaluna needs to go down. Yeah, Terra Blast. I mean, I'm the fastest thing on the field. They can't fake out. Cresselia doesn't do anything. Ursaluna will protect, though, which sucks because I went doubled into that slot. I know better, but I have to take him out. He's the strongest Pokemon on the field. Dude, Facade on Ursaluna while it's burnt is incredible. And now Lunar Blessing. Yep, here it goes. And it's gonna heal both Pokemon, removes the burn. And then he gets burnt again, but doesn't take the damage of it. That's why it's so good. And that heal is pretty significant. It's like 20-25%. So it's about as much as a citrus berry. Like, consider that for a minute, guys. Like, that's as much as a citrus berry. Okay, now they're gonna Terra. Probably gonna be the Ursaluna, and it is. And it's now water. Oh boy, so this Terra, whatever I have, isn't gonna do a whole lot, because that's water and ice, just this, yeah. Oh, that did nothing. Absolutely nothing. Even with Ice Spinner, does nothing. With a crit! Facade right on the Regieleki. Does not get the KO. Unfortunately, this game is over. Dang it. It's like, why am I teetering between rank 8 and 9? And Trick Room is now active. I mean, at this point, does it really matter? Does it really matter? Oh, my Tailwind's gone. I mean, that's cool. We're going to Sucker Punch into the Ursaluna, though. It's not going to knock him out. Like, it would be funny if it does, but it's not going to knock him out. Oh, interesting. Okay, Sucker Punch. Oh, it knocked him out. Dope. And Cresselia can't do anything to Chien-Pao because it's part dark. So Lunar Blessing's going to come in, does nothing because the other Pokemon's knocked out. They sent out Urshifu. Now Trick Room is active, unfortunately. But we can still Sucker Punch? I mean, no, we can't really. Oh, which one is that? Wait, what? That's weird. Can't see what I'm facing now, but that's okay. The last two Pokemon right in front of me. Spinner doesn't do anything. Sacred Sword is effective. So we're going to do that. We're going to Sacred Sword into the Urshifu. Moon Blast is going to hurt Chien-Pao quite a bit. Searching Strikes. Yep. Surging. Why is that still on the field? Like, can you go? Go away, timer. Servers are too drunk. Timer's still on the field. All right, and our next match is up and ready to go. We've got Iron Valiant, Roaring Moon, Torkoal, Sneasler, Slow King, and Wu Chen. And I figured out what Sneasler is. He is a fighting poison type. So that's very interesting to me. So what should we do with this Pokemon and the team? That's what I mean. Totally, the team. Okay, let's see. Wu Chen is weak against Fluttermane as well as Chien-Pao, Slowking, Regieleki, and Fluttermane. Sneasler, pretty much Garchomp. Question is, we'll come in with Garchomp, Tornadus, Fluttermane, and not Regieleki, not Urshifu. I think Chien-Pao is going to be the next one. I don't think any one of these Pokemon have calced for Regieleki or Urshifu. I mean, I'm pretty sure that they could knock them out, right? Like there'd be no problem. But Sneasler and Roaring Moon. So here we go. So we're gonna open up with Tornadus and Garchomp. Now Roaring Moon is Dark Dragon, so he's not flying whatsoever, but he gets the boost from Booster Energy. So his attack has been heightened. We're gonna go ahead and activate Tailwind. And then we can either go Earthquake or Dragon Claw. I think Dragon Claw is going to go it, but we're going to Terra, Steel, Dragon Claw. That way we're not really effective from breaking Swipe, Throat Chop, or even Dragon Claw himself. And it could be the Acrobat build, and if it is, we're not affected against blind attacks. So Fake Out first, and it's normal gem. Okay, so you, oh, interesting. So he stuns Garchomp using Fake Out and then normal gem to kind of do a little bit of damage. That doesn't really do anything, but I will resist the Rock Slide heavily. So I didn't know that Sneasler does Fake Out. Now that I know that, I'm going to make a mental note and write that down in my notes so I know what to expect. So interesting tech, but I'm going to do everything I can to knock out that Roaring Moon. He retreats because it was a bad idea to keep him out on the field. But now we got Tablets of Ruin and lowers down all attack Pokemon. Here comes Bling Wick, which is going to knock out the Sneasler and do a considerable amount of damage to Wu Chen, dropping his speed. And because he got the switch in, he might get knocked out from Dragon Claw. Here it comes. And it doesn't knock him out, but it does do a lot of damage. Wu Chen is in the danger zone. And Wu Chen is carrying leftovers. Oof. Oof. Okay. Torkoal is out next. So someone on this team might have been a Trick Room setter, and I might have upset that. I'm going to go ahead and use Rain Dance to get rid of Sun. Wu Chen will protect, which is totally fine. They're going to try to get a little bit more HP for leftovers. I'm going to use Rain Dance, which is going to cancel out the Sun. So Drought is still going to be used, but if I knock out this Torkoal, it's not going to be used anymore. We'll be in rainy weather all day, every day. Earthquake comes out from Garchomp, does nothing to Tornadus, does nothing to Wu Chen because, well, Tornadus is flying and Wu Chen is protected. Tornadus will survive with 1 HP from the Heat Wave from Torkoal, though, and I wasn't able to knock out Torkoal either. Wow, either these guys are building so much bulkier than I'm used to, or everyone's just upgrading their game. I love it. Okay. We're going to taunt Wu Chen because he's probably going to bring up some useful wares later. One of them being, you know, you know, Leech Seed. Oh yeah, taunt doesn't work against dark types. That's cool. We're just going to go Earthquake still, which isn't going to knock out Wu Chen, but it is going to knock out the Torkoal, so no more Heat Waves this game. And so far, we're doing fairly well. Garchomp is losing a considerable amount of HP. Dark Pulse will now hit into the Garchomp, which is going to knock him out, unfortunately. Life Orb, people. Life Orb. Does do a lot of damage sometimes. But out of the matches right now, he's down to his 2, and I'm down, and I still have 3. And I think I'm going to walk in with my man Fluttermane. Sneasler's down. Roaring Moon now comes back with no boost because his energy was used, or his item was used. We're gonna Break Wind to hopefully knock out. Wait, let's check something. We no longer have Tailwind. Is not having Tailwind gonna matter? I don't think so. I don't think so. We won't worry about it. But I'm totally going to Moonblast the Roaring Moon, though. They're going to Terra. Most likely going to be the Roaring Moon. It is. And it's Steel. Okay. I sub Chien Pound in the back. Wu-Chen will protect. It's going to get a little bit more HP for the leftovers. It wants to be able to survive some moves. So Roaring Moon's not going to get hit for very much. It's about a fourth. Breakwind also is coming in, and it's 100% accurate because it is in the rain. It's not going to hit Roaring Moon for a lot, but it is going to hit it. And that was a crit, and it lowers down its speed, so we don't have to worry about that. Here comes the Rock Slide, though. We'll knock out the Tornadus. Will not do anything to the Fluttermane. Chien-Pao is going to come into the next, come onto the field next, and this is where it's going to get very, very interesting. Because now there's no item on Roaring Moon, and I'm not under Tailwind, but I am faster. So I'm going to, excuse me, Sacred Sword into Roaring Moon, and I'm going to Moonblast into Wu-Chen. Wu-Chen won't protect because it protected last turn. It's going to fall. And how about Roaring Moon? Sacred Sword will get the KO. Oh boy. Oh boy. Okay. We took the W on that one for sure, but it was hard fought. So hard fought. Okay. So our final match of the day, we've got Urshifu, Chien-Pao, Dragonite, Rillaboom, Heatran, and Fluttermane. We have essentially the problem core, which is Chien-Pao, Rillaboom, Dragonite, and Urshifu. I say that's the problem core because they not only have someone that drops defenses, but Dragonite is going to be taking KOs from extreme speed. There's no way to get around it, unfortunately. You got Rillaboom, who's going to fake out, and Urshifu, who literally goes through protect. Doesn't matter what it is, he's going to get through it. So I think the best option that I have is to open up with Tornadus and Fluttermane to get through that, I think. Chien-Pao to deal with Rillaboom, and who do I want? Regieleki. I don't think Regieleki is going to be useful here. It could take out Urshifu, but so can Urshifu. Urshifu can do that. Oh, we're going to go Regieleki. Oh, I didn't realize I only had 2 seconds left. It might have, I don't know if I have Regieleki on the field. Oh no. This one might have been thrown just because I ran out of time. Oh man, please tell me I was able to get it. Please tell me I was able to get it. Dragonite, Chien-Pao, Tornadus, and Fluttermane. Just lower the camera. Come on, you can try to fit. Who do I have? I did it. I did it. I got Chien-Pao and Regieleki. Okay, good. I did it just in time. Okay. What do I do? We're going to Tailwind because I need to be faster. I shouldn't say I need to. I want to be faster. And then Terra, Fairy. No, he can't use Extreme Speed if I don't. He can't use it on Fluttermane if I don't Terra. So he's only supposed to use it on one slot. This is why Terra Ghost might be good, because here's Terra Normal Dragonite, and he's definitely going to be a problem. Extreme Speed, it has to be into Tornadus. Knock him out because I can't get access to anything else. Focus Sash or Ghost would be the only way that I can get out of that. But here comes a Dazzling Gleam from my side of the field, which is going to do a whole lot of damage. Is that going to do... Here's Ice Spinner. Is that going to knock out Fluttermane? It is. Because my Fluttermane isn't bulk. It is specifically to do as much damage as possible. So here's my Chien-Pao and Regieleki. I don't think we're going to get this, guys. It's almost impossible. I'm only saying almost is because of the fact that I have to either target down one or both Pokemon, and it's going to be really, really annoying. Sucker Punch doesn't stop Extreme Speed. Just doesn't. Terra Ice, which would make it so that Regieleki would survive Ice Spinner, I think. Yeah, we'll do that. And then we'll Sucker Punch the Qianpao. Terra Ice. So hopefully you get Regieleki to survive more than one turn. I mean, Protect right now is going to make him survive. Qianpao having Focus Sash will make it at least last one more turn. But Sucker Punch on the Qianpao should knock it out. Qianpao will go for the Protect. So Sucker Punch doesn't do anything. Extreme Speed also will do nothing. Okay. So Electro Web and Protect. Protecting my Qianpao to see if he goes somewhere else with Extreme Speed. He does not. Goes after the Regieleki, which will knock him out because there's no way to get around that. Jesus. So strong. So strong. It's like I can't get through it. Let's see if we can knock out. If he Sucker Punches my Qianpao, it's a good game. Because this is going to break him down to Sash. And Sucker Punch. Yep, game. That's game. God dang it. How do I get through that combo? It's so hard. And that is going to be it for me today. Poke fans and ladies and gentlemen alike, we are currently at 6-14. Our losses are definitely gaining up, but we are still testing things out with the team and making changes where we see fit. So for right now, I pass the question off to you. What would you guys do? Especially against the Dragonite Qianpao combo. It is so hard to get around. Like, I could try to plan a way, but like, it is definitely really hard to get around both combos. Like, it's annoying to get through it. Like, to immediately not be able to do anything with Tornadus or another Pokemon that's inside of you because everyone's defenses drop down a stage, like immediately when Qianpao hits the field, it's really tough. Oh man, Extreme Speed being 80 power base, it's double that. It's oof. So what would you guys do in that situation? How would you build to try to counteract Qianpao and Dragonites, which is probably something that I will start thinking of now, because most of my matches have been losses because of that, and specifically that. So let's see if we could do something a little bit different, shall we? And what else do you guys think of the rest of the matches? Like, were they good? Were they bad? Do you guys like the substitute for Amoonguss? I like it just because it gives me a little bit more options, but Fluttermane is still kind of frail, so it's like I have a team of glass cannons that do the job as intended, but if I'm not careful, I'm not going to be able to do the job as intended. Is that weird to anyone else besides me? It's insane. That's going to be it for me today. I want to thank you guys for watching. If you liked the video, hit the like button. Dislike it if you didn't. Leave a comment down below. Any and all engagements to the videos are actually very helpful. Subscribe if you are new or if you keep coming back to watch my videos. They also do help the channel. Today, the month of July, so today is Thursday, and I'm going to try to hit like 400 subs by the end of July. I mean, why not? The end of the year, I'd like to hit 1,000. I think we could do that, and I need your guys' help to do that. So if you don't mind just hitting that button, that'd be great. You can hit the bell if you'd like. You don't have to, but it would be great if you hit the bell. And that's it. We're uploading 6 days a week. Yay. So you guys will see a video on Saturdays for me. I'm hoping that you guys would like that. But that's it. That's all that I've got for today's video. Again, thank you for watching. Happy Thursday, and I'll see you guys tomorrow for Friday. Till then, peace.